steps up. Ricketts is at the high point. Jones. Aromaterio has a lane. Nicholas Aromaterio, the shot. Scores! Holy jumping! The Italian stallion puts the puck in the back of the net. Mamma mia, Nicholas Aromaterio! So to keep it in and does. Callum Jones for Potts. At the blue line, kept in by the skate of Thomas Maya. Maya. Down low on the half course, he swings out in the slot for Potts. Kyle Potts has it, hands on, now he shoots, scores! Holy jumping! How do you do? Kyle Potts puts the puck in the back of the net. Blades block that shot, and coming the other way is Alton McDermott. He's in on the breakaway, scores! Holy jumping! His grandfather, Paul Henderson, must be ecstatic about that one because Alton McDermott just scored his first career Buckland Cup final playoff goal. Has been pulled. The Dukes are in the Oakville zone. Zone salvage. Swung that around. The Blades are trying to tie this puck up. It goes into the corner. The Blades have a chance to get this out. Lions will tie it up. 10 seconds. Gilmore has it at the point. It's in. Tips. Just wide. 7 seconds. It's back in the corner. Ewing's back in. 3, 2, 1. The Oakville Blades. Champion. Holy jumping. Blades win. Blades win. Blades win. The Oakville Blades are Buckland Cup champions. You're watching and listening to Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore. Welcome back, everybody, to episode number 38 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. I'm Nicholas Fiore, the Oakville Blades play-by-play broadcaster, and joining me on this edition of the show is a fellow Oakville Blade, and it's number 19 captain this season. Unfortunately, that is not going to be played. Alton McDermott. Derms, thanks for joining, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Fire. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I wanted to get the captain of this season on sooner or later. So finally got it going now. Unfortunately, there is no season in the OJHL. But how have you and the whole family been doing during these times?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of bizarre. I don't think we've ever spent so much time together before in a lockdown. We went from maybe having dinners together. My younger brother in track. It's been good, and especially with me and my sister going off to school this year, it's been nice to spend some family time together.
And that was going to be my next question, Derms, because I know Canisius College is supposed to be next season, but you do have an OJHL season still left under your belt. But are the plans in progress in order to go to Canisius College?
Yeah, I've been talking to the coaches and then dealing with all the eligibility center clearinghouse and getting my classes picked. So yeah, that's the plan right now for this season.
Man, we're gonna miss you, buddy. We're gonna miss you with the Oakville Blades. It's unfortunate that you couldn't get to play this season, right? Being the captain of the team and everything. But you know, it is what it is, right? It's what are you gonna do? What do you think the boys' chances were going to be this season if obviously we got the chance to play?
Yeah, no, I think we could have made another deep run for the third year in a row. We're really strong this year. We had a lot of good puck moving D, and we were going to be a really fast team, just like we had been the last 2 years. So, no, I was really looking forward to it, and I know a lot of the other guys were, just to see how far we could go. But yeah, it is a bummer. But
well, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate that obviously it's happened, but you know, the good thing is not too long ago, I know the players of 2 years ago got their championship rings.
Yeah. No, a couple. I got them all stashed at the house. I picked them up from Jamie's right around Christmas. So kind of maybe once a week, a couple of the boys been dropping in to grab them. And then once the rest of the guys get home from school, I'm sure they'll grab those. But yeah, I know they're really nice looking.
How amazing is it though to finally have gotten them and say, man, like we worked all year to get something like this, and you finally got them.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And then have our record on the inside of the ring. I don't know what did we go? I think we had 6 or 7 losses the whole year. It was I don't know, that was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, I think the record was almost 70 wins and like 6 or 7 losses and a few ties in the regular season. It was pretty crazy over the the regular season, the playoffs, the Dudley-Hewitt Cup, and the national tournament. So it was a heck of a year, and I want to touch upon that year a little bit, Dermot, because we never really got a chance, me and you, to talk, one-on-one about, the entire run, because I wanted to get you on here rather than an Instagram live. But, the Blades run was special in 2019, right? Best season ever in 52 years of the Oakville Blades franchise. You were a part of it in your rookie year as well. How special was that run for you with the Oakville Blades winning it all?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been that close with a group of guys. I mean, when you spend basically from early August right through to, I think it was May 17th, May 18th, we flew home. I mean, but I think it just goes to show the type of guys we had on the team. Like from day one, especially the older guys, like especially Jonesy, he was for me really making sure everyone felt super comfortable. And I think that's why we had such a great start and why we were able to keep it going, is that the older guys just did such a great job making everyone feel there's like it was one big.
Like after the trade deadline, I think we had maybe like 8 overagers. Like we were a really deep team, but yeah, to have a run like that, it was, especially my first year in the league, it was crazy. Because I remember Tino, when we went to the summer camp and talking to the guys, we didn't really know like what the team would be like. Like we were thinking maybe like a mid-pack, like upper mid-pack team, and then to go on the run we did, it was hilarious.
It was crazy, right? Because you had a lot of rookies come in too. I mean, it wasn't just yourself, right? It was Hatsianu and Rabo and Doggett and McEachran, Amaral. Like there was such a big crop of rookies that came in, Germs, and you were obviously one of them. Obviously, I spoke to some of the vets and saying how the rookies did, but how do you think yourself and the rookies did that season in order to help your team eventually win it all, man?
Yeah, I mean, with a team that deep, especially once you get into the playoffs, it's tough to get some ice time in some games, just because they're so competitive. But that's when me, Doggett, and Kex were on a line together, we were joking. We had the highest point per minute played. We got a couple of shifts a period, and we got a goal or two. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, but what I love is all the practice to get in. So I think that really made it, like me, Kex, Dogs, Rye, like all the younger guys, a lot better players. Because it was just kind of a battle between the 4 or 5 of us just trying to get into games up on the forward. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I think that year of hockey probably was my biggest development year ever, even being on the 3rd or 4th line. But yeah, no, it was awesome.
How, being on the 3rd and 4th line, obviously as a rookie, you're trying to fight for playing time and you're trying to, get it going. But with a good team, I feel like the playing time actually comes more because, the higher lines maybe are the veteran players play so well that they give the opportunity to the younger guys and to the 3rd or 4th liners, because you don't know how a game can swing, even score-wise, right? How awesome was it to maybe even play more than a rookie even usually does because of how good the team was? And that helped. Of course.
I was really fortunate. Like my first year, I got probably regular season, like quite a fair bit of power play time, I think. But yeah, when you have such a strong team like that and you're able to run 4 lines on the top end, it really opens it up for the
How important or how special was the Nationals run? I mean, I don't know if you were a part of anything special like that yourself. I know you're a part of seeing what your grandfather has done, over his time, but for yourself personally, how special was the Nationals run? And talk about how much it meant to you, because Brooks, Alberta, man, they put on a good show.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the biggest thing is when we first drove up to the arena the first time, it's just, there's nothing there. It's all flat. And then you kind of come over a hill and there's their massive, I don't know how many people they can fit through. But no, that, like, we got treated like kings there. Like, it was like an NHL experience. We went in, we saw I'm hoping when I go to school, get something near that same experience, but no, really fortunate for that. And I know the guy, like the hockey was crazy. Like the first game against Brooks, that was, they were fast and big and strong compared to us. But I mean, because the worst part about that rink was the bottom of the stands were at glass level, so the boards, it was basically just like a cement wall behind the boards. So when guys finished out your checks, it hurt a little bit. But no, the caliber of hockey out there was crazy.
Yeah, and that's what the difference was, right? We saw the first two games they didn't treat the boys well, right?
No, they didn't. We probably had the hardest school. We have Brooks and Prince George back to back. We really didn't get to ease into it.
But it's crazy because you see the development over a very, I mean, yeah, we were there 12 days, but over, the length of the 12 days, you saw the development of the boys and of the team and the adjustments that had to be made because, yes, game one wasn't great. Game two wasn't great, but Prince George, game two, then to the semifinals against Prince George, only lost 2-1. The boys had a 5-on-3 at the, in the third period, and who knows what could have happened, right? It is what it is, and it's history from there. But how great was it to see that, the development over the tournament, and, we actually had a legit chance at the end.
Yeah, no, I mean, we implemented some new, there was one forecheck. I remember Tino implemented, and me and Kex ended up scoring off it in the Ottawa game, I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the biggest thing is every breakout had to be clean. So that was the cool thing is, I mean, because when we played up in Cochrane, like the difference between hockey there and then coming to Brooks, like up north, it was more kind of just running around killing guys. And then once you got up to Brooks, it was really, really skilled hockey with Prince George. And so I think that was the biggest thing is you really can't make a bad breakout pass. And if you do get a chance to score, you got to score on it. So I think that's the biggest difference, especially when you're playing Brooks or Prince George. If you give them a break there, they got some guys who can put the puck in the net no matter what.
Absolutely. Being a leader this year, Derms, is something that, not many people take for granted, right? Because it's a big role, no matter really what level, no matter what sport, right? And you were named captain of this past season that obviously, unfortunately, as mentioned, was not a go. But how honored were you to be named captain of the Oakville Blades? And, what did that mean for you, even if it was very minor leadership where it would have been maybe in a group chat or getting the guys together for those 10-player ice sessions in the red zone of this COVID, stuff. How much did it mean to me? How much did it mean to you?
Oh yeah, the world. I mean, growing up, I played in Oakville since I was tight. So I was at year 6. So I played in Oakville from 6 till now. So I mean, every Friday night you go and watch the Blades games with all your buddies. And growing up, when they're before they went to 16 miles, but yeah, even though it was this kind of short wash year, I mean, that's what some of the guys were saying. I'm the only Blades captain in history without a point. So that would be funny, but yeah, no, even though it's a huge honor. I mean, the amount of history behind the Blades, and that was the only tough thing this year is it was a bit of a challenge at the start to get the boys together and really gel like we did my first year, just because we couldn't. We weren't allowed. We could only be in the rink for 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after. Wow. And yeah, so that was the only tough thing. I mean, I'll miss about this year is just we didn't get to spend enough time in the rink. So I think that was one of the biggest things for my first year I loved, is just hanging out in the room before games, after games, hearing Jonesy scream at the top of his lungs with his 6 coffees and Red Bulls. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I'll miss out, especially for the younger guys who are new on this team, that they got to miss out on some of that and kind of getting into the league. But to be the captain and kind of lead this group, I'm sure if we did end up playing games, it would be a nice long run again. As
you mentioned, you're from Oakville, right? And you played in Oakville from small. I mean, AAA as well with the Oakville Rangers. You did play 10 games with Milton when they were called the Ice Hawks back in 2017, 2018 there, and recorded already 8 points in those 10 games before coming to Oakville for your full rookie year, which was the championship year. 52 games, 36 points. Dudley-Hewitt played a couple of games. Nationals played 4 games, picked up a couple of points. Then the season where it got canceled in March in the playoffs, you picked up 37 points in 41 games. Obviously, you had a little minor knock, a little injury that couldn't get you to play a few other games. 8 points in 18 playoff games. Overall, though, looking back on, the junior career anyways, I guess obviously the 10 games with Milton, which got your first goal and first assist and points, but with the Oakville Blades, how can you explain your time with Oakville, and how do you think the Blades and the OJHL helped you and developed you into an NCAA player with Canisius College, hopefully this fall?
I'd say the biggest thing off the start was just work ethic and not taking anything for granted, which Tino and that whole coaching staff taught me. And especially being a younger guy on such a deep team, if you do get a chance, then you got to take it and run with it, because it might be the only one you get for a couple of games. So using that hard work, so when an opportunity does pop up, be ready for it. And then the biggest thing, probably my last year and then this year with Jamie too, him taking over the team, is all the best players in the world, they pick a skill each practice they want to work on. And just, so what if it's backhand passes or whatever it could be, is kind of finding that one skill that you can work on that'll set you apart that no one else has. And then the other thing I'd say is just the people. That the Blades really influenced me picking the school. Why I ended up picking Canisius was I realized how big people have an effect on your hockey, like the environment, the group of guys. And I really wanted to try and find a school and a group of guys that emulated the Blades and the coaching staff we had here, because I really think that was one of the big reasons why I was so successful my first year and I kept it going. So I'd say those are probably the two things that really set me up for me going to school this year.
And obviously you're going to be joining Mr. Jack Lyons. I mean, that's going to be a reunited, and it feels so good, eh?
Oh yeah, I've been getting a couple Snapchats from him. He has to be funny. Him has to be. The two of them have to be the most funniest group of, like, the two. You stick the two of them together in the room. Well, that was like my first year. They had that corner, and yeah, that corner was lethal. It was hilarious.
You'd call them a power couple, eh?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, no, those two are the fun. Like the Snapchat I get from Lions just out of the blue. Like it's so funny. I can't wait to spend 3 years with that guy. He's
absolutely good. Absolutely, and he's doing well. Obviously, he got his first goal a few months back with Canisius. But with the Oakville Blades, we talked about, this 2021 season and you saying the odds, and you thought, honestly, not because you're playing with them, and I mean, I am the broadcaster for the team, right? I do think there was a chance, right? At least like maybe conference final four again. And the previous season with Izzy and Ricks and O'Hara, with Jake Very as well and Witz, there was an opportunity in the 2020 campaign where it could have been a back-to-back. How crazy would it have been if the boys did 3 years in a row? Because let me tell you, I mean, yes, I guess we could be biased, but we know our hockey, and it was a strong possibility, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, because when did the season get canceled last? Like 2 years ago. It was right when round one ended, right? Like we just finished
round one. Yeah, round one ended. It was against Brantford. We swept them, and a couple days later on that Thursday, the season was canceled because obviously of the COVID-19 global pandemic, which now the last time the Oakville Blades played a game was March 5th, 418 days ago.
Yeah, no, because I broke my wrist because I didn't play in that playoff because I broke my wrist like the 1st of February.
Yeah.
So I remember that was the big thing back in February. I feel like it's been a full year since I played a game. So the other thing that I got planning for the summer, like going into school, is some of the other commits, like from the BC or even the Ottawa League, they've kind of had the chance to play some games this year. So really make sure that I'm in game shape by the time I get to school. That's the only thing I gotta make sure I'm on.
Absolutely, and you will be, right. You gotta you have that hockey background, right? You have the hockey family. You have there's other sports I believe in your family as well.
Yeah.
I believe with your sister, but you have that hockey mentality, the athletic mentality. Talk about that a little bit. I was going to touch upon that, and it's a perfect segue. I love when that works out. How growing up in sports, growing up in hockey, right? Obviously, your grandfather, Paul Henderson, played with the Leafs, played with 5 NHL teams, and Canada, obviously, as well. And we'll touch upon that a little bit. But the mentality for yourself, growing up in a hockey family, you literally grew up in a hockey family, right? How much does that help you how much that did help you so far over junior, but how much,
Yeah.
has that helped you overall, especially mentality wise?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing is I think every kid should play 2 or 3 sports growing up. Like I always played, I played hockey from whatever September to March, and then me and O'Hara actually we play up. I think still draft year minor midget.
You play lacrosse, right?
Yeah, so we play field lacrosse from kind of early April through the end of May, and then we play box right through to August. Have a week or two off. So, especially coming from lacrosse, it's a grind. It's a grind. I think my lacrosse coach, who we had me run head short accordingly, he really just like work ethic and hear me out. Okay. He really taught us kind of work ethic when we were younger, and I think that's translated all the way up. And then with my grandpa, he like being through the path that
I was really fortunate growing up, and then my dad worked with Bauer Hockey. I got to meet a lot of cool guys and had a lot of cool experiences through that.
Absolutely. And obviously, you've had another cool experience, and that's with your grandfather, right? Obviously, if people don't know, Paul Henderson, the 1972 Summit Series versus the Soviet Union, game-winning goals in game 6, 7, and 8. I know I spoke to him. You set it up with me when we won a couple of years ago, and your grandfather was awesome. Came to do an interview with myself during one of the playoff games, and we were talking about Hockey Hall of Fame and all that, and how humbled he was that he doesn't really care if it happens for him, but he's just happy that how his whole career went. How proud are you to see your grandfather? Obviously, sometimes you see maybe a brother or a cousin or a dad, do all that, but it was your grandfather, right? Who played in the league and who went far and such success in the NHL. How much of an influence is he for you to look up to, of course?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's also one of the biggest people who have instilled what hard work is for me. I mean, he grew up dirt poor up near Goderich, Kincardine. His dad worked for the Canadian Railway. So that was his, he basically needed hockey to get out of the town he was in. Like he used newspapers for equipment, like for shin pads, and he was 13. So, I mean, that puts it really into perspective how fortunate I am growing up in Toronto, the hockey hub of the world, maybe, and all the resources you have here, and how grateful I am to be part of a team like the Oakville Blades and Jamie this year. How much I think we were one of the only teams in the league who kept skating during this pandemic. We were on the ice 5 days a week from August till this lockdown. So really seeing Grampy do it and what he kind of went through. I mean, with the resources I have now, you can't really take it for granted.
Absolutely. And obviously another big thing for your grandfather and yourself is when the Pink in the Rink games come once a year. Obviously, Pink in the Rink, a lot of teams in junior do it for different organizations or different different types of cancer, of course, right? Heart or liver and all, in thyroid and so many others, of course, right? And your grandfather obviously struggled with cancer before, and he's been fighting, and he's been good and pretty good now, as we spoke off the air. But how important is that little game for you, which is really not even a game? It's more than a game, that you guys can share something together like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, the big thing for me is coming from my grandpa. It's kind of out there that he's battling cancer, but I mean, the cool thing for the Pink in the Rink game is guys got to put on their jersey who they're fighting for, and it's the people who you don't realize how many people cancer affects. Like I had a couple of guys on the team, I had no idea their grandpas or grandmas had it till that night. So that's the thing, is with my grandpa being kind of who he is, people know that and the kind of struggle he's going through, but there's a lot of people who are going through that you don't know. But yeah, for the team to come together and I think we raised quite a bit of money. We do the auctions, we do all that stuff. It's that and the teddy bear toss are kind of, for the sick kids, those are kind of two of the best nights of the year, I'd say. And And then you're kind of a little more amped up when I had my grandpa's name on the jersey. That was fun, the Henderson jersey, but a little pressure. But yeah, no, it's a great cause, and I hope that doesn't stop anytime soon.
And no, I don't think it will. And I have to ask that. I have to touch upon that because it's it's not always about the game and scoring and winning, right? I mean, you can say that in the long run, but it's about, there's so many other silver lining stories in sports in general that there's so many connections, and that had to be mentioned, right? So thanks for, touching upon that, Derms. Let's change gears a little bit. What has been your best goal celebration in junior hockey? I think I have one in mind. Do you over the 2.5, 3 years?
I mean, probably my most embarrassing one was me, Kinger, and Garvey, Tyson, and I think it was Arnie, Wellington last year. I scored with, I think it was a minute and a half left on the power play, and me and Kinger got so excited I couldn't stand on my feet. I fell over 3 times in a row trying to get up. So that was probably my most embarrassing one. And my best goal celebration, I don't know. I'm not really a big celly guy, Fire. I don't know.
I know you're more low key. You're more low key.
Yeah. I don't know. That's probably the most embarrassing was that Wellington one. I got so excited I couldn't stay on my feet.
Yeah, I put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot a couple more times.
Okay.
We normally do this on Instagram Lives, but I want to touch upon it here with yourself. The best chirps on the Oakville Blades. One guy, best chirps. One guy, the worst chirps in both of your seasons. The first season for yourself.
First season. Best chirps. So I'll go either Lions, not because they're intimidating, just because they make you think. Like if I was playing against him and he said to me some of the things that he said to other guys, I would be so confused. Like hitting on guys' dads, like I couldn't deal with it. Like it's just so funny. And then I don't know, like the best chirps, maybe like I don't know, if I was a rookie on the other team and Reaver or Pins or Jonesy came up to me and started chirping me, I'd say they had some pretty good ones. And then
you got to give me one. Who had the best chirps? Reaver, Pins, Jonesy?
I'll go Jonesy just because he would piss off. He would go headbutt someone and then just take a punch to the face and smile at their bench, and they would just lose their mind and they'd lose it. So I'd say that. And then last year, best chirps. Rye had some good ones. He's got that Irish temper in him. He lets them when he gets angry.
Rye,
No, O'Hara. O'Hara. Yeah,
O'Hara. Okay.
When he gets angry with his, he lets some guys know. And
okay. How about worst chirps from both seasons?
He's got some bad ones.
Pardon?
Tiburon. I can't take Tibby seriously.
And then in the championship year.
Probably Ribs. Ribs is just he's a really nice guy, and I'd go Ribs. That's all right.
Absolutely, that sounds good to me. The best and worst singer. There's a lot of singers that sing on the bus trips and the roadies, especially when we went up to Cochrane and back from Cochrane. But overall, Wellington, Trenton, Lindsay, gosh, there's so many. Coburg. The best and worst voice.
Worst championship year was Barb's by far.
Yeah.
That was the poor bus driver. And who's the best? Trying to think who got really into it.
I could help you out. How about the
who have other guys said?
Potts and Ricketts connection?
Oh, yeah. What was that movie? They were obsessed with it. The Brad Pitt and Lady Gaga movie.
Yes, Bradley.
Shallow. They were, if a rookie wasn't singing or didn't want to go up, they'd always more than happily go up and grab the mic and put on a little duet for us.
Yeah, Shallow was there, so I'll give that one to you because everyone said it anyways.
Yeah.
Who's the best and worst singer from last
year? I would go. Ooh. Best would probably be. Ooh. Arnie had a few good ones.
We'll give it to Arnie.
Which were a little unexpected. I remember a couple of those. And then I'm trying to think. Did Wits ever sing? I don't know. I'm trying to think of more of the rookies who did it because they did most of the singing.
They did most of the singing, exactly.
Tibby's was funny, but the boys kind of got him going.
Yeah. He was okay though. He wasn't the worst.
Yeah. Man, I'm bad at this.
How about Harris?
Adam?
Yeah.
Some guy says he was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's been more, but he was okay.
I'm more just laughing my head off while they're doing it. It's so funny.
We all were.
Harry had some good ones. Worst? I'm gonna go Ryder. Because Ryder, I'm gonna go Ryder. Because Ryder would always try and steal the show. He wouldn't know when to cut it off. He'd keep it going. I'll go Ryder for that.
All right. And the best and least funniest guy of let's start with the championship year.
Yeah, okay. Championship year, it's gonna be hats and lines together. I'm gonna pair those guys. I would trying to focus for the games, and I'd see them in the corner. Like, it was so funny.
Romo had a good goal too. Hatsy and Lions for the most funniest guy, right? In the championship year. Who was the least funniest guy?
I feel like Dogs always got the short end of the stick. I think generally, I'd say people would say he was the least funniest. I don't think he was, maybe. But yeah, that's what him or Nicholson, I think, because Nicholson just had some really
If you had to pick one,
I'd go Nicholson. That's what I'm gonna go.
Okay, and the most and least funniest of last season.
Funniest. Well, I won't pick Hatsy again because he can't go 2 years in a row.
No.
Honestly, I'm going Killer. Some guys hate him. Well, not hate him, but he just gets under their skin so much, and I love it. I think it's so funny. I'd go Killer the funniest just because I think it's funny how much he pisses other people off. I love it. In practice, just poking guys. And then least funny.
Least funny. Man, too nice. What do you mean?
Just pick one. Throw him under the bus. It's okay.
Well, I know. Should I do from the season that just got canceled or the year before?
No, the year before where we got canceled in the first round.
Oh, I maybe go Louis. Louis doesn't crack a lot of jokes.
So Louis, Louis. There you have it. I think your name has been thrown out a few times.
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
I haven't got I'm doing my record book actually.
For which one?
Hopefully for the Instagram lives coming up. I'm going to be doing the record book.
For which one? Sorry.
I think for funny. I think for maybe least funny sometimes. But it's okay. It's all good. Everyone still loves you. But the record book is being updated on the best and worst chirps, the best and worst singer, and the best and least funniest person of the last 2 to 3 years of the Oakville Blades. That's via all the Instagram lives that have been published thus far with all Oakville Blades past players, along with one assistant coach, which was Ryan Hunter. I'm going to throw you in there as well with the record book as we did it now.
Okay.
But listen, Derms, I appreciate you coming on. If everyone watching this, some minor technical difficulties with maybe the volume and the voice and some of the video, but overall we got her done, and I wanted you to come on the show. We're gonna miss you in Oakville, buddy. We're gonna miss the family.
Yeah, thanks, Fire.
But you've been great with me, my partner Matt, Ice. Since we came on, your family always said hi and bye, and everyone was very great and respectful. And we're gonna miss you, but I know you're gonna do well with Canisius and NCAA in Buffalo. And best of luck, buddy.
Thanks, Fire.
No problem. Everybody, listen. Captain number 19 of the Oakville Blades, Canisius College commit. I guess selfishly, maybe we want him to stay another year in Oakville. But if he goes, we want him to go, and we want him to flourish with former teammate as well, Jack Lyons. This was episode number 38 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. I'm your host, Nicholas Fiore. You can listen and watch all on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Instagram Lives are coming out now every Thursday with a bit of a month break. But we're back, and we're back with fire because we also got fire merchandise.
Mamma Mia.
Hats, sweaters, long sleeves. As Derms would say, Mamma Mia, baby.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we got to do. You might as well watch and listen. We're in a pandemic, right? You might as well get it done. Everybody, stay safe out there, and Mamma Mia. Now Davis takes it and looks to come the other way. Davis is in, trying to drive, and he will look to go across. Good play to Davis, though, to get it right back to him. He goes down low to Israels. Centering, it's there. Score! Stevie! Steven Whittle scores his first OJHL playoff goal for the Oakville Blades. This game is opening up in a big way for both teams. Ricketts centering. What a pass! Israel's breakaway. The move. Scores! What a goal for the Alaska Fairbanks commit. The assistant captain, Harrison Israels, with an absolute dandy. Down low to Lyons. Jack Lyons centering. Scores! The double jacks combine as that puck popped up like a jack in a box. And it's Jack Ricketts from Jack Lyons. 6-1 on the 40th shot of the game. It's all Oakville. Willett Smith hits it in. A chance here can develop, but the Blades will look to take it. And Ricketts finds Israels. Breakaway Israels. A chance backhand. Rebound. Scores! And the Oakville Blades win it here in Toronto. Blades win, Blades win, Blades win. That was Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore. Thank you for watching and listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.